I'm so used to having having alternate IDs on my startup screen that the fact that they just have 2 sentences and they're done really throws me off. Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's time for Rebellion de la Masse, Pilgrimage of Compassion. I should just go with that because I cannot speak this. In the last episode, the Inquisitor showed up. Nobody liked her except Uta said, "We don't have the full story." And the thing is, she's too impatient to give us the full story. I'm not sure about our friend. I get the feeling that she might be a lot more diabolical than expected, especially given the fact that she knows about the White Nights and Dark Days, and Don Quixote doesn't seem to have actually gotten to that point, so we have Spinning Clock. It's also another day, which means that I should have used Pagrita last time. Oh well. Superbia, whichever. I've also set it so that Dante and Amiya are taking turns.
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지.
I've actually been looking at the Resident Evil crossover with between Resident Evil and Nikke, and they have actual English voice acting there. That's rather unusual. Decades ago, a great wave ravaged through Iberia. It wasn't long before the sea bonds carried by the waves diminished Iberia's brilliant civilization to this. The waves. The profound silence then must have reduced the village to its current state as well. Is there any reason it's called the Profound Silence? Doesn't seem to be the most appropriate moniker for a calamity like that. It's because the sea went dead silent before the waves came. The silence then claimed ships out at sea, then the cities of Iberia, then the Iberians. No one could say a word in the face of the ineffable calamity. Just what are you? No average Iberian citizen should be privy to any of that information you're sharing. And the Church of the Deep is really capitalizing on the pandemonium that followed the Profound Silence. They pretend to be Asia from the sea, delude the citizenry of Iberia, and are sowing chaos in her lands. So that's why they're arresting the Asia left and right. I can see the thought process, but So it's understandable why the Inquisition would want to arrest us. Dante? This isn't good. Sharing that seems to have been some kind of a taboo-like thing for the Inquisition. Inquisitor wordlessly stared at Mares. Her eyes were filled with traces of anger and confusion, but she's afraid. There was fear in the face of a threat. Not the fear of the terrified, no. It's the fear of someone who's suddenly confronted with something they must destroy. The High Inquisitor once told me that, should I come across an Asia who knows too much, there is a sliver of chance they may be of assistance to Iberia. Cease! Thou art threatening the innocent with the brandishing of thy firearm! But most are seduced by the lure of the sea. Thus, they are, with little doubt, our foes. I've got a bad feeling about this. Get out of my way, outsider. Final warning. Run! Quick on the uptake as always, Rhodia slung Mares over her shoulder and ran past the villagers, while the sinners scattered in all directions to distract the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor draws her firearm, and in the midst of all that action, Don Quixote rushed toward the Inquisitor without a moment's hesitation. Don Quixote! Thou shalt go no further. I, a fixer of justice, shan't abide as thou persecute them. Forsooth, 'tis a battle of delayed, don't avoid it. This clash is inevitable. I can believe that, so I'm pretty sure I've messed up her voice compared with what I did yesterday, but to be fair, I think that this is the point where she cracks because of what Mares said. In that moment of crisis, seconds before this could irrevocably make us a new enemy, Mon 3TR. A large obsidian crystallization in the shape of a monster burst forth between the two of them. Who is it this time? That's enough meaningless bickering. Kaltzit! Okay, so you're the doctor. Dr. Kaltzit! Do you know her? Yes, she's Dr. Kaltzit, Rhodes Island Medical Department's... Ah, Dr. Kaltzit, behind you! Shoot first, talk later, is it? The negotiations are over. From this moment onward, Rhodes Island is now operating within legal capacity on Iberian territory under the Inquisition's authorization. The Inquisitor fired a blast of that firearm-looking weapon, but the monster summoned by Kaltzit managed to deflect it. And the cannonball thrown from the weapon punched clean through the wall of the building we stayed the night in, before punching through several other buildings behind it. So aura farming, is it? That was enough to instantly freeze the sinners and villagers on the spot. That penetrated a building. Though their walls may be weaker than the head standard for what counts as a building's exterior wall. To punch through so many is... What a precise point it makes. Now's not the time to stand around impressed. It is a violation of a taboo to have that much penetrative power in a firearm. We're not in the city. Don't lose your heads over this. Taboos don't apply here. My head knows that to be true, yet my heart finds it difficult to be still. That is enough of that discussion for now. I need to take her monster for myself and turn it into an ego. It is advisable that we carefully observe and grasp the situation at hand instead of deliberating on a taboo the jurisdiction of which does not reach this far. Yeah, so the situation's gotten slightly better, right? If she's Mia's friend, she's our ally. Besides, she's got some super powerful looking prosthetic gear looking thing too. Is that what you think? I apologize for the disappointment, but I am not on anyone's side. In other words, your particular domination and ally might not entirely be correct. However, if I must define my allegiance, then let me inform you the closest label would be I am Inquisitor Irene's ally. Dr. Kaltzit? Amelia, outsiders. As much as you would like to deny it, the Inquisitor's suspicions are true. While it can be said that the process by which she reached that conclusion was unfair, the conclusion itself is, without a doubt, correct. So they're actually connected to the Church of the Deep? That is one way to put it. To be more precise, they aren't connected to the Church of the Deep. They are the Church of the Deep. Perhaps the village itself is a dilapidated church of their congregation. Our village a church? Just look at our buildings. Where would we even congregate? Your thoughts forced? There are not many resources by which we may analyze the decision. However, the fact that Amia's colleague has made the same argument as the Inquisitor brings the accused defense into question. Yeah, I can hardly believe that young Mares is lying to us. Hold on, you've been chatting plenty with that Inquisition or whatever. How do you know you weren't aligned with them the whole time? I see, you really are all entirely in the dark. An unexpected outcome, given that all of you come from a place from beyond the dimensional door. As fortune should have it, there is no need for you to know it anyway. Truth is truth unchanging, without the acceptance from an errant group of outsiders. Besides, soon... I'm sorry, it seems we've mired you in this trouble. Say no such thing. We shall not abide as when such injustice is perpetrated before our eyes. The village has already been identified by the Inquisition. And the Inquisition has even brought an ally. It seems quite unlikely that words shall resolve this conflict. But we promise you, we will take responsibility for what is done. We have benefited far too much from your warmth and kindness not to do so. The village chief, with a benevolent look, pulls a dagger from his cloth. And I immediately knew what Kaltsit was about to say. Take responsibility? You don't have to go that... Blimey! We are now departing for the sea. Yet, as we cannot bring ourselves to leave you here, I must ask you to join us for this journey. Become our bloodkin. Yeah, just because we landed with people that looked nice doesn't mean that we landed with the right people. What are you doing? Stop! The unanticipated, or perhaps I was simply in denial of this rising dread, ambush did not end there. Ew. Damn it, the Inquisitor was right! The villagers suddenly began shanking the sinners with weapons they had concealed in their clothes. And it seemed that they were coming for me as well. Ah! Amia, on your left! Amia materialized a black light, a ribbon-like apparition, carrying the dagger flying in my direction. I have to... Okay, so... You may or may not remember, but in Pokemon Violet, I made an episode about the gacha problem, where limited content would have character development that just doesn't carry over about Lost Story. But now I have to wonder about the other way around. What if there's character development important for Arknights that's going to be in an entirely different game and lost forever? Huh. Anyway, I hope that me banging the table there didn't mess up my recording too much. But another villager rushed in, taking advantage of the opening. The charging villager's back made a visceral, crunchy noise. Someone flung them away. Didn't mean to be this late. Scotty, let me catch you up to speed. I know the situation. This fishy smell was what I went to investigate earlier. What about the sinners? Unlike Amaya and I, who managed to survive the initial ambush, the sinners weren't doing so well. At least we had a silver lining in that the Inquisitor and Kaltsit's quick understanding of the situation and the subsequent retaliation led the villagers away from the sinners. How? I didn't notice any hostility or aggression. What an odd thing to say. Why would we hold any animosity towards you? Why would we intend to kill you? We are not trying to hurt you. We're simply trying to give you a form better suited for the sea. Until we were obstructed. I apologize for our unfamiliarity has caused you trouble, Inquisitor. I won't make a big stink about what happened. What's truly unforgivable is that the heretics tried to take advantage of the ignorance of outsiders to flee the Inquisition. And even if you are outsiders, any lives lost on Iberian soil are my responsibility. It's my fault. I'm sorry it came to this. Wait, lives lost? We're still alive, you know. We can shake off a stab wound like... This is the most unfortunate, outsider. Huh? What? Your friends are either going to die or turn into seaborns. The daggers that I stabbed them were laced with the flesh of sea terrors. Once that happens, most die, and the survivors become overwritten by their cells, becoming nothing more than another sea monster. What? That's not a very big deal. Everyone was acting like this was it for the sinners, but... Hey, I should be able to deal with this by turning the clock. It's not that bad. My only concern was that I didn't know what would happen if I tried to bring them back after they're fully transformed into seaborns. The Golden Bough helped with the whale's palidification effects, but I had no idea how it would interact with seaborn transformations. We should just kill them before they turn. I know this must be very hard for you, but for... What? Sorry to bother you with this, but can you kill my friends? And preferably in the least painful way you know? Oh, sorry, was the last part kinda too much to ask? Wait, don't give up already. If we bring them back to Rhodes Island, We should be able to do something to help them. How should I explain this? Guys, can you... Dante, I know what you mean, but... I just can't right now. My strength has rapidly deteriorated since the ambush. It's kind of tingly too, so maybe they use kind of paralytic cocktail? Just trust me this one time, I can assure you, I'm not just giving up on them. But... Amiya, can you understand the outsider's speech? Yes, it's just that they're making a pretty difficult request. They want me to kill all of their friends before they transform into Seaborns. Okay. Before we even knew it, Skadi had already decapitated the sinners, none of whom resisted. Amiya seemed to have been taken aback by how fast Skadi jumped into action. What are you doing? Skadi? Don't let this spook you. This is just how we roll. The clock turns. The decapitated heads creep toward the headless torsos, connecting with threads of blood. The sensation is that of reversal. It feels as though the sinners and I are severed from the rest of the world, rewinding in isolation. Is this rewinding us going back in time, or are we defying the concept itself? This pain is multifold worse than the sensation of straightforward decapitation. The pain is in the heart. As the current of death reverses, I sense a deep, crushing isolation. Their wounds are disappearing. Resurrection, metempsychosis, or time reversal. Puzzling, I had no knowledge with which to interpret this technology. The cost seems to be that the pain is transferred to the one who rewinds. I can see why you linked up with Forced. But that seems too small a price for such great power, though. The discussion of whether this can be categorized as power should be explored later. I couldn't stop shaking. All of my limbs were trembling from the icy solitude. Still, I took a moment to collect myself and ordered the sinners. I don't know just what they were thinking, but we should be able to find out once we take them down. You dare deceive the executive manager and try to take their life. Prepare thyself, for thou shalt now pay for the price of making a mockery of justice. Yeah, we can't just let this slide, you know? How unfortunate. I had high hopes that all of you would become fine bloodkins. Are we fighting people or are we fighting Seaborn? It's people. And it's a chain battle, it seems. No, it's not. Steadfast Church of the Deep. Cell injection. Nervous impairment. Sea terror assimilation. The ally escapes at 5 stacks. When an allied sinner has defense skill equipped while they have this effect, they escape. So yeah, the sinner is an attack to stop. What's he doing though? Defense? This unit has remaining shield gain 2 attack power up. Gain Sea Terror Assimilation. Instead of offense defense level downs of this, gain offense and defense level up. Heal 3 SP for every surviving ally. Inflict sinking to people that don't break the shield. Panic type doesn't change. On hit, inflict nervous impairment. Call of the Bloodkin. Consume HP % to apply attack power up and fragile to everyone. Gain 1 fragile to... Okay, consume 5 HP, gain 1 fragile to apply 1 attack power up and fragile to everyone. Turn end. So just don't hit him and we should be fine. Priority very high, gotcha. Darn it. Gain coin power if it's unopposed. Gotcha.
일기당천. 침묵을 떨궈주마.
Oh, they have SP right about now. I need to have a look to see if they're also getting SP for having allies around, and if there's going to be ads as well. I guess Mares didn't know. Oh, good gravy. Heal 3 SP for every surviving ally. This is Politified to Picard Town all over again. Inflict nervous impairment and etc, etc. Your shield goes to Heathcliff. Darn it! They really don't want us to have that stuff, do they? One, two, three. Heathcliff cannot lose this clash, so let's give it to him. There's no ads, so I'm guessing he's just going to get more skill slots as the fight goes. He doesn't care about allied deaths, it's just losing or winning clashes. As I do the same for everyone else. Great. Swift and steadfast. Inflict sinking count, and paralyze and sinking. So what are the swift? We just know 2 of them, but there is just sinking and sinking count.
시비수에게 명한다. 이 앞에 숨쉬는 자 누구 하나 살려보내지 마라. 고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이다.
Very unfortunate that he lost 1 coin out of all that.
이봐, 버틸 자신 있어?
ドクターのように優れが好きですね。 敵は深手を負っています。
Inflict wound damage equal to nervous impairment. Okay, so that's what they do. They deal bonus damage for the nervous impairment, but they don't seem to inflict it. Yeah. Wait, sloth damage. We don't want Ishmael taking that. You know what? I'll have him use this. I think I'll have him use reversal kick just to give himself serpent arm because I see it coming up on the line.
날개를
We'll
펼치고
figure out how much more damage we have to do next turn.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠군. 혈연도 바로!
効果的な攻撃でした。
Merry Christmas!
좋은 선물이 되겠군!
サンタさんの作戦、とても効果的でした。
무상한 목숨. 불끈의 지원일 뿐.
このままいけば敵を食い止められます。
Yeah, the more we kill, the more shielding stuff he gets. In which case, Propagating Bliss, United Will. He's got something nasty in the back pocket there. Apply 2 to hack her up to the allied cultist with the most speed. We can't tell which one that is. Sea Terror. Right, that thing.
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어. 작은 달걀. 저 혈압도 바로 도려내라. 무아타. 유효. 기대어.
Honestly, that roll was a tiny bit spooky for me. Ooh, bad.
적을 물어뜯고 너의 쓸모를 보여라.
Okay, he's got something nasty now. Rite of Liberation. Unbreakable Coin. Inflict nervous impairment. Yuck. And my person with evade just left, didn't she? Okay, I think I'll have you trigger the environmental adaptation at the start. Although that does give you 50 shield and Oh, he gains shield at... I should have actually been hitting him because he gets shield on top of that. I wasn't reading it properly. It strikes me that I actually don't have a way to regen SP over time.
톱을 걸어.
가치 없고 죽어.
Unfortunately for him, he now has slash weakness thanks to last turn.
물 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
그쪽까지는 아닐 텐데.
Mission accomplished.
You cannot underestimate how strong that skill 3 of Heisho Gregor's is. Wait, I think they're headed to... He's running himself into a dead end. Are they seeking refuge at sea? Wait, that's where the ship is. That's where they're headed. They're trying to board the vessel Massus. Wait, but we never told them that the ship was repaired, so how... Ain't it obvious? The whole village is in on it. It ain't a surprise they'd send someone to spy on us so that they'd know a way to get the ship floating even if it's in its broken state. Vessel Massus? Vessel Rebellion de las Massus. That ship is moored at a port in that direction. Wait, it can't be! Irene, who was preoccupied with battling the rest of the followers of the Church of the Deep, who were in hiding, quickly gave chase. But Fabius and the villagers were already aboard the repaired ship, slowly departing the harbour with a horde of sea terrors between us and them. How can the vessel of that size become operational this fast? The exterior, the name, must have been constructed during the Golden Age of Iberia. But how are we supposed to chase that? What if we built a raft and rode after them? Mate, come on. Sea's full of sea terrors. We won't get very far before it sinks. Do you see something, Amiya? You keep looking in that direction. Oh. The vessel Massus soon disappeared into the mist and the village was left empty, with nary a sign of people ever having been there, as though this getaway had all been premeditated. Leaving only mares. Okay, that's half an hour, so we'll figure out what we're going to do with her next time. Until then, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.
이걸로 이번 죽음과 결별을 넣지 않았나? 마지막까지 알뜰히 사용하시는 것 같으니 미련은 없겠다마는.